Yeah. 10 out of 10 with the perfect scope. Trust go in the process, understand it when you work it, grow. I'm the best you never heard before. Blessed to have this urban glow.
Welcome back to Nobody's Safe. Nobody's safe, nobody's safe. I'm your host, Jason Watkins, and just wanted to remind you real quick, if you enjoyed the content that we're bringing you here at Nobody's Safe, hit the like and subscribe button, really the subscriber button, and we're getting our likes up. We are actually able to, we've gotten a lot of views in the last week or so, starting to go, but we need those subscribers in order to be able to keep that algorithm working in our favor, and of course, be able to continue bringing this great content to you, particularly your football content, which we are on today. Breaking news that Baker Mayfield has been traded from the Cleveland Browns finally. Carolina Panthers agreed to give up a conditional 5th-round pick and will eat $5 million of Baker's $18.8 million owed to him this season. Baker has agreed to forfeit $3.3 million of the salary, and the Browns are going to pay the other $10.5 million. So that gets him out of town, where he was not wanted anymore after the Browns decided to get Deshaun Watson, who has been accused of 24 to 26 accounts, depending on who you're listening to, of sexual misconduct, assault, etc., etc. It kind of makes you wonder with that 5th-round pick. Now, the Browns were apparently looking for a first-rounder for a while. Obviously, they weren't getting a first-rounder out of that when everybody knew that they already had him a new quarterback. So why are they going to, why would they help him out in that situation? They knew that they didn't want Baker anymore, so why give up the farm to get him? It was kind of a weird way that they do business. But then again, the Browns always do business crazy. It seems like every move they make is the wrong move. And it seemed like you get a quarterback that wins a playoff game for the first time in 26 years for your franchise, you might treat him a little better. But no. They send him down the road and bring in a guy that is accused of sexual misconduct and had 60-something different massage therapists over a 17-month period. Yeah, that's who I want playing quarterback. Anyway, but you know what? They always do it wrong in Cleveland. So good enough for Baker that he's getting out of there. I am a Baker Mayfield fan. I don't have any apologies for being so. I do know that he didn't play great last year, but I also know that I don't think that Kevin Stefanski's a good coach. I just don't. For being an offensive coordinator and whatever genius they thought he is, I don't see it. When he was in Minnesota as the offensive coordinator and had guys like Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen, and one of the best running backs there was in Delvin Cook, they weren't getting much done. And Stephon Diggs forced his way out of there because of it. And then now after this last year, I just thought that the way that they went about things was pretty insane, considering the fact that Baker's never really been a pocket passer, and he stuck him in the pocket doing play action. And play action passes, you generally have to have the threat of a run for that to work. And it seems like every time he started going to the play action, he would have, the best running back in the game, Nick Chubb, on the sideline. That doesn't signal to the defense what you're doing at all. In any event, like I said, it just seems like that's what the Browns do. They brown. Brown's brown. It is what it is. So good for Baker. He's out of there. Apparently he will be having to compete for the starting job with Sam Darnold, who was traded for last season. I guess they're not getting rid of him in his $19 million contract. Not that there's probably a huge trade market for him at the moment in view of the fact that he's owed $19 million and did not look good last year. That being said, and I thought that Sam was pretty good. I felt like, it was a bad situation for him with the Jets. I think kind of the same as it was for Baker. But, I don't know. It didn't look great last year, and it's But not that I think that Matt Rule is definitely not to blame for some of that. He was indecisive, kept pulling him out, and any time a quarterback's looking over their shoulder, I don't know. At this point, I feel like Baker's obviously in the driver. They wouldn't have traded for him if they didn't feel like they needed him. So I feel like he's probably in the driver's seat for that competition, but who's to say? In any event, it's a better issue for him than being in Cleveland. I would say anywhere but there, you're going to give him an opportunity. And I feel like if that offensive line is better than it was a year ago, because it wasn't good, but if it is, and if Christian McCaffrey is back healthy, it's going to give Baker a lot of chances to be a little bit better. So, good for him. I feel like this is a good situation. And not everybody, I know a lot of people want to call him a bust and they don't think he's good, but I mean, the guy has, whenever this is the time when Baker seems to play his best, is when people are bagging on him and when he's got a little something to prove. He's always played with his chip on his shoulder, but I always think of times, being an Oklahoma fan, when, Cliff Kingsbury at Texas Tech, he brings him in as a walk-on, starts him, wins his first 6 games as a freshman, and then Cliff doesn't give him a scholarship, so he splits again. Then he walks on at Oklahoma, and then for 3 years after that, he beat the crap out of Tech and rubbed it in every time, because he and Cliff were at odds. It seems like any time that he gets kind of, that little chip on his shoulder, he did it with Hugh Douglas. Once he got fired and had said some things about Baker that Baker didn't like, they played the Bengals, which Hugh had taken on, had become an offensive assistant there after getting fired, and he kind of rubbed it in on him when they started beating up on the Bengals. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. So we'll see kind of how everything goes. But that first game of the year, that's Carolina will be hosting the Browns. So, that's it should be must-see TV. Definitely should be must-see TV. Anyway, just wanted to bring that to everybody. We will be coming back to you on another podcast later on today. Tomorrow. It'll be out for sure. But we're... again, like, subscribe, keep us going and everything else. Hey, in the comments, let us know what you think about Baker. Let me know what you think. Is this good for the Panthers? Is this good for the Browns? What do you think? Is it good for Baker? Is Baker good enough to play in this league and be successful, like so many people think? I agree. I think that he is. I think that he's going to be just fine now that he's away from that dumpster fire of an organization, the Cleveland Browns. But tell me if I'm wrong. I'd love to hear it. Anyway, thanks a lot for coming, guys. Hope to talk to you soon.
Yeah. 10 out of 10 with the perfect scope. Trust go in the process, understand it when you work it, grow. I'm the best you never heard before. Blessed to have this urban glow. Set aside semantics, I'm the one, yeah. Living on the front, what you want? Die a legend or live quietly forever under sun. Undecided.